this debuts October 5th. It will be completely free for everyone with any kind of electronic device north of a coffee maker to watch via Machinima Prime. It will also be on Halo Waypoint. Machinima Prime is going to let you watch it on just about any device. Halo Waypoint it also works on web browsers and the Xbox 360. But we're super excited about this. I got to tell you before I turn it over to Stuart to talk about the production. We watched the rough cut last night, and we couldn't have been more excited. The funny thing is the trailer is fairly old compared to the stuff that we watched last night, and we typically go into these things with a notepad and we're writing notes and saying the chief should stand here and he needs to be an inch taller and we're jerks. But 5 minutes into it, we just kind of lost ourselves and we were basically enjoying watching this amazing digital series with an amazing cast and an amazing crew. And I'm going to turn over to the leader of that crew right now, Mr. Stuart Handler, the director. So shooting wrapped just a couple of weeks ago, basically. You were out there for the wrap party. So tell us about the process. Tell us about the production.
It was a fast process. We got a start on this basically at the very tail of last year, and knew that this had to come out in advance of Halo 4. Apparently, you guys weren't willing to move that date for us.
Sorry.
So we worked quickly to get the script into shape, and the Helbings kicked some major ass doing that, and then started crewing and casting up. Shot it up in Vancouver for about 5 weeks, and we just got back down to LA where we're doing all the post-production, except for visual effects, which are being done by ARC in Toronto.
Yeah, we saw a lot of tennis balls on sticks last night, but we know what to look for.
Yeah, scary tennis balls.
So how was the cast and crew? Because I've met a bunch of them, and I got to tell you, maybe it's Canada, maybe it's this cast and crew, but it was the nicest shoot I've ever been to.
They're all right. We got some here. Should we shout them out?
Yeah, well, you know what? Actually, we do actually have some special guests here. We have a bunch of the cast and crew from the show, and we also have Jen Taylor, the voice of Cortana here. So what I'd like to do really briefly, and then I'll pass it back to Stuart, is ask the cast and crew to come up and take a bow. Jen Taylor, the beautiful Miss Jen Taylor, the voice and soul of Cortana. Mr. Tom Green, a handsome Antipodean. We have Sam, who is the funniest guy in the show. I'm sorry, everyone else. I was cracking up last night. We have Osric has joined us. That's a surprise. Osric, can you do a backflip for? No, don't. He can, but he's not going to. We also have Anisha Brewster, who is also beautiful and lovely and wonderful. And we have Anna Popplewell, who has become an internet celebrity. Previously movie celebrity, but the internet is more important. And we have, who's this tall guy? I wonder who he could have played. This is Mr. Daniel Cudmore, who you may have seen as Colossus in X-Men, but he is also the physical embodiment of Master Chief. He really is that tall. He's not standing on anything. Ladies and gentlemen, it really is just an amazing group of people. I've worked with Jen for years now. These guys are brand new to us, and they feel like an extended part of our family. I'd like to ask them to take a bow and make their accent.
Don't forget Simone.
Thank you so much, guys. We love it. So, she's so much less blue in real life, right? The cast and crew have been amazing, but Stuart and the Helbings, you guys really sort of built this thing from the foundations up. How was it working with jerks like us?
No pressure.
I'll bounce that to you guys.
It was pretty fantastic, really. I mean, everyone at 343 was very open to our ideas. We got to pitch them some takes that we had, and you know, we got to incorporate some certain elements that some people are familiar with, and others we just kind of came up with on our own, and with collaboration with Stuart and 343, I think we came up with a pretty awesome story. You know, I mean, it's not often that studios give you a ton of creative freedom the way that 343 did for us, which as writers, it's the greatest thing in the world.
Excellent. So that's really us reaching the end. So I have a little bit of really actually fun and exciting housekeeping to do first, which is that we have signing sessions at the Xbox booth. We're going to do Q&A, so if you guys are going to want to ask some questions, I would start getting up to the mics now. But we're going to do some signing sessions. We have some pretty cool giveaways, including my favorite, which is an Oni patch, which you can iron onto anything and make more badass. The cast and stars are going to be signing at the Xbox booth at the times you see there. Tonight, 6 to 7 p.m. at the Xbox booth, and Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. you're going to be able to get stuff signed by the Forward Unto Dawn cast. And then on Saturday, from 1 to 2, we have Jen Taylor and Mr. Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief. And they're going to be there on Sunday, nice and early, 9 to 10. So make sure that you guys, if you want to get anything signed, t-shirts, butts, whatever, get over there for those things. And we will have some cool giveaways too. So it's Q&A time.
All right.
Who has questions? I really can't see because I'm being blinded, so I think I'll go right first, and I'm going to watch this very helpful young lady to get that. So we have a Spartan in front. What's your question, sir?
I would just like to ask if there was going to be dual wield in Halo 4.
I know that people on the internet are not mad at you for asking that question because they feel like you could have asked something else. There is not dual wielding. Anytime we say no, people get mad because that was a question used. No dual wielding, sorry. You can like really rapidly change your weapons and fake it. And over on the left, is that? No, it's everything in the middle. Everything's in the middle, my bad. So, next question, please.
Will you ever include anything from the Ghost of Onyx, one of the last Halo books in that series?
Hey Kevin, we are doing some caretaking in Ghost of Onyx. You can't say too much, but...
Can't say anything.
Can't say anything? Yeah. We'll deal with the events of Ghost of Onyx in the future in the fiction. That's all we can say right now.
Thank you.
What inspired you to take the multiplayer and make it part of the story as compared to every other Halo game where it's just been a tertiary thing all on its own?
I'd actually pass it over to Brian or Armando, who both worked really practically on it. So.
Yeah, because we hadn't done it before. Because it was a new and exciting thing, and it was one of the things that when I first started talking with 343 about coming on, and they said they were doing it, I said that sounds insane, and that's the kind of thing I like to go do. It was just this urge to it's room to build the universe that we're not using. It's like having a room in your house that you're not putting any furniture in. It was this chance to just get in there and explore and do fun new stuff, and by God, it's been that.
It was super easy too, right?
It was incredibly easy. It did not take hours and hours and hours or anything.
A lot of that is also just our commitment to making sure that Halo is a story-driven development, right? Like, we want to make sure that we're addressing all the different aspects of the game design and making sure that it has a fictional wrapper to it.
Next question, Mass Effect. Oh, if you got a fan of Mass Effect 3, sure.
Between all the different works of fiction, the other books that have been written, the work that Bungie did, how are you guys doing to keep continuity between the old games, the books, and the new game and Forward Unto Dawn?
There's a gentleman over here by the name of Jeremy Patino, and he is a robot who remembers everything about Halo ever. And seriously, Jeremy! And seriously, he's the first guy I go to every time that I have a continuity question.
All right. Yeah, we actually hired Jeremy from a fiction fan site, effectively. I mean, he had another real job, but we got a lot of angry mails from him about various inconsistencies. It was the only way man kept shut up. Next question.
First of all, I'd like to give my sincerest thanks for everyone who participated in creating such a great universe.
Thank you guys for letting us. We're not here without all of you guys.
Say that again in the form of a question. Typically it's why are you guys so awesome and why was Bungie so awesome?
My question actually pertains to something similar that was in Halo 3. In that game, Bungie articulated a system or formula that let players unlock recon armor with accumulation of certain achievements. Will we see something similar in Halo 4?
I would say that career progression is a huge part of Halo 4. I mean, armor perms and helmets aside, it's a huge part of Halo 4. And it has a little bit more meaning that you can obviously upgrade your armor and your systems to tune your player to play the exact way that you want them to play. But if you want to find out more about that, I suggest coming back to the panel at 3:15 on Saturday, where we'll have the Halo team to talk about a lot of that stuff and answer more in-depth questions on those things on Saturday. Next question.
My question is, can you guys provide maybe more backstory on the Flood? As far as I understand from the Great Expansion books, they actually came from white powder that was somehow mysteriously in ships.
A lot of things near Hollywood come from white powder. So it is actually interesting. That's standing right here. You got to take a seat. The Silentium, which is the third book in the Great Bear Trilogy, comes out in January. And this sounds crazy, but it's literally true. Is when 3.5 years ago when we started working on it, like we sort of started to realize that Silentium over the months and years was going to be full of spoilers for Halo 4. So that's why it comes out in January, so it doesn't ruin certain aspects of the game for you. But the Flood is interesting in Halo 4, not because they're in it and they aren't. You're not going to fight the Flood, I'll say that now. But all of the... Some people like the Flood, Alex.
I like the Flood, come on.
But one of the aspects of the Forerunner weaponry that you've seen is it was all designed 100,000 years ago to combat the Flood, which is why you see incinerating people and Prometheans. It was because it was designed to completely remove any kind of organic residue and save the galaxy from the Flood. Now obviously that didn't work with rifles, but it did work with the Halo array.
Not really.
Well, it didn't work. It didn't work as well as we thought. Some elites started tinkering with stuff they found in jars. Don't do that, kids.
Hello. As we saw from the first example video, Cortana is obviously rampant at this point.
Obviously, or maybe she was just pissed. It's a long day, you're in space, you know.
Okay, on the assumption that she's going rampant, I was wondering if you were going to bring back previous mechanics from a book, I believe it's Contact Harvest, where AIs were able to separate themselves into multiple different compartments in order to stave off rampancy. Are there any plans of that?
The Cortana's rampancy, I'll say this, is going to be a huge part of the story, or you know, she's literally past her due date for rampancy. She's an incredibly unique AI. Obviously, her origin is different than most AIs. And she's bluntly more knowledgeable and stronger than most AIs. So how she deals with that impending problem and how that affects her relationship with the Chief and the rest of the unit. See, if you did get a glimpse of there in that cinematic, that's hardly a spoiler, is going to be a hugely important part of the story and the universe from now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any plans to have something similar to the terminals that were in Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary and Halo 4?
Hey Armando, do you want to have a world exclusive reveal and get a small round of applause?
Yeah, it's funny you should ask, actually. So I guess it's okay for me to say, right? So in the Halo 4 campaign, we're actually going to include cinematic terminals as part of the offering for campaign. So that'll be a lot like what we did with the Anniversary Edition. And once again, it's you know, you don't need to watch them, but if you do, your experience in the campaign is going to be deepened, and your understanding of some of the subtlety we're putting into the campaign will become apparent. So, yep, we're going to have cinematic terminals in the campaign for Halo 4.
Sorry, what was your name? Well, that was your scoop. Next question.
Hey, how's it going? It's exciting for me because I worked on Halo 3 for 9 months out in Kirkland. One thing that I really liked watching was the progression of the relationship between Master Chief and Cortana. Are we going to see any progression of that within like romantic or mother son or something?
I mean, I've said this for years. People use Cortana and the Chief's relationship as a cipher for the way they view the universe and the way they view the game. And people definitely take different things from it. There's already people who think it's a romantic relationship. People think it's a platonic relationship. People even think of it as a parental relationship. I will say it's going to be nuanced and it's going to be important and resonant, but I think we still want to leave people with the ability to parse from that relationship what it is that they want to parse.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
First, I want to say thanks for releasing Forward Unto Dawn on my birthday. For the Halo universe in general, with the books, the games, and the movies that you guys, TV series that you guys are making, what do you guys think about when you're trying to focus on how you want to move the universe forward and what stories you want to tell in which order and whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is that Forward Unto Dawn is actually a really good example of that kind of storytelling. One of the things we haven't been able to do with video games in particular, and this is true of video games universally, is tell really good human stories. You can tell cool human stories, but you always feel a little bit disconnected because you're not looking at real people. And Stuart and his crew were the first people to really do that. We've done all this live action stuff in the past, and it's been really compelling to see the stuff from the Halo universe, but you never got to see the people from the Halo universe. And so they kind of blazed their trail with that in Forward Unto Dawn. And you're meeting, obviously you see the Chief, but there's at least one other character in there that's going to be fairly important to the Halo universe going forward. And just actually, really quickly, Stuart, what was the hardest part about making these really young, innocent characters exposed to that kind of sort of horror and scale of conflict?
What was the hardest part about that? I think just being authentic to what it would feel like to be thrown into a situation like that. That's one of the things that I've always loved about the Halo universe, is it's got shades of gray, it's bittersweet, there are tough choices, there's loss and tragedy, and it makes the action feel that much more interesting and real. And so our goal was to do that.
Yeah, and I think the cast there's going to be some emerging stars from that. There's obviously some stars in it already, but there's going to be some people I think are going to be fairly famous.
Yeah.
Next question.
Thank you.
This is the second to last question.
Okay. I just wanted to ask, what is the thinking behind the UNSC restarting the kind of Hitler Youth Program and like taking these kids? Just saying.
It's the Churchill Youth.
They take these kids and just turn them into soldiers.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's practicality, right? You have the problems that they're facing, and obviously in Forward Unto Dawn, it at least starts with the insurrectionists being the problem. It's a matter of practicalities. How do we make our soldiers the best, fastest, strongest, most willful soldiers that we can make as quickly and as numerously as possible? Pure practicality and discipline and organization are the ways to do that. That's how the military works. And it's definitely unpleasant, but it's absolutely necessary to a democracy, and that's an extension of that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. And the very last question from this gentleman.
Are you going to reveal what the Forerunners really are?
In Halo 4?
Or cinematic series?
You're definitely going to have significant encounters with, interaction with, and information about the Forerunners in this game, for sure. Very, very central to it. Thank you. So that was the last question. I would just like to firstly thank our panel, who were awesome, and I love them all. I'm going to marry them all. And I'd also like to thank the audience for just being a great audience. Those were actually really good questions, and you guys were. And remember, you're going to be able to meet some of the cast this evening at 6 o'clock over at the Xbox booth and get some of your stuff signed. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of Comic-Con and watch out for R2-D2.